Welcome to People. I'm Micah Mater. Let's get started. November is National Adoption Month. This time last year, there were 114,000 children waiting to be adopted, many at risk of aging out of foster care. And while there's no shortage of great families for those young people to join, navigating the system can be daunting for adults who want to open their hearts and homes. That's where our first guests come in. Author and advocate Deborah Olivia Farmer is sharing her experience with adoption in her new book, From Fears to Families, Empowering Black Women in Their Foster Care and Adoption Journey. In the spirit of the African proverb that reminds us it takes a village to raise a child, Deborah and a group of experts will get together in Chicago next week to bring information and encouragement to parents beginning the process. She joins us by Zoom along with Ronald D.A. Smith Jr., a child welfare advocate for One Hope United, a private agency contracted with the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Great, thank
I'm
you.
well. Thank you for asking.
Good, good. Let's start with you, Deborah, because you have a son, Joshua, who's now 8 years old, as you told me. And was this hard for you to go through the adoption process?
You know what? It wasn't so much as hard as the information that I had to do on my own, the research. I will tell you there was a little bit of anxiety around sharing this information with others. So I could have gotten more help had I been a little bit more open about what I was actually going through. And so I wouldn't say it was hard. It was just really a level of me digging in, doing the research. But I didn't have to take that journey alone. And that is very much why I'm in this space now to help many that are going through this process by, sharing the information that I gathered and then also helping others along the way.
Have you found that the book has helped a lot of people?
Yeah, you know what? Really, it has. It's really digestible in the sense that it's tips. Again, the research that I just did by searching on Google and things of that sort. Had I been a little bit more open to the process and sharing it with those like Ronald on the call here, he could have helped me through the process, being that he worked for an organization that I ultimately ended up adopting my child through going through the foster care process with. So I think a big part of this is the fear, again, which is hence, the title of the book, From Fears to Family, the fear that we have in sharing this information. We tend to try to do this alone. And so again, with the book, you get some really helpful tips on how long does it actually take you to go through the process? What is the actual cost? Most people have that fear. Is there a large amount of money that you have to bring to the table to adopt a child, and that's not always the case. So it's, again, a really practical guide to fostering to adopt if you choose to take that path.
Ronald, do you find that with a lot of folks who want to adopt children, especially in the Black community?
Yes, Micah, and thank you again for having me. There's uncertainty, I would say, within our community about the process. Unfortunately, you hear things that are unfavorable regarding foster care, but there's more success stories than not.
How do we make this more available to people like Deborah? Deborah said she went through it all alone, but how do we let folks out there know that there is help?
Well, one way is to come to the town hall meeting next Wednesday at Fellowship Baptist Church, located at 4345 Princeton Avenue in Chicago, where you can learn more and from the advocates that's going to be there and our recruitment team from One Hope United.
Deborah, do you find that people want to get little babies and not kids who are older in the adoption process?
They do. And it's funny because as I was actually sending out my invitations to share that we're actually doing this, I texted one of my girlfriends and she shared with me that she was going through the process to adopt a child. And I had no clue. And so to that point, yes, she is desiring a small baby, and that is ultimately what I have found to be a big issue for a lot of people. There's the fear that you won't get a child, the fear that if you get a child that's a lot older, that they're going to come with more issues. And so I think, again, it's really about providing the proper information, educating people as they're going through this process and helping them to relieve whatever fears that they might have. Because in most cases, they are not true. You do assume that if a child is of an older age, that they're going to come with more issues. Not always the case. but that may prohibit you from going through this process because you have that in your mind.
Ronald, I'm sure that a lot of people come to you saying they want babies, but how do we let folks know that there are kids out there who need homes regardless of their age, and it's just as easy or just as loving for them, you know, to be their age?
Again, as you said, we have people inquiring about caring for babies. We have children that come into the system that come to One Hope United, and the infant stage. But I like to always inform people that when children come into foster care under the DCFS system, the ultimate goal is to return those children back home. Now, there gets to a point where there's the case where the parental rights are terminated, and the child or the children who are with the foster family have the first choice of adopting those children, or having them into what we call substitute care, which is guardianship.
Deborah, did anything surprise you about the process that you went through?
Yeah, I think the biggest surprise for me was how quickly it happened. You sort of think that it's going to be a long, drawn out, daunting process, and it really wasn't. And I guess a lot of that had to do because I came to the table with questions. I came with having done my research. Funny enough, as I was going through this process, I was talking to Ronald, who is my best friend. Hey, this is what I'm doing. And he said, you do know this is what I do, right? And so to that point, he was able to help me along the process. I actually changed my agency that I was with, my foster care license, and I transferred it to the agency that he was with. And so I think, again, it's really just doing your research. That was my biggest aha and surprise moment, that it did not take as long as I thought it would.
So people out there listening to both you and Ronald today realize, I want to have a kid, but it's going to be a long process, and I want a baby, but I guess an older kid's okay. I mean, demystify everything and realize this can become a reality, and it can be your happily ever after.
It can be, and that is the whole point of this. I mean, the inspiration came from me. Josh, again, I adopted Joshua after having had him when he was in foster care. He's 8 years old now. And so for the number of friends and family members that I had that wanted to do this, and now 8 years later still have not done it, it's because of the fear. It really is. And so for us, the point of this particular town hall is to talk about what those misconceptions are. How can we get around all the stereotypes that are there? How can we arm you with the information that you need so that you can make an informed decision? Because this is nothing for you to enter into lightly, and then really move forward in the process.
It's amazing that the two of you are advocating for these kids out there. And next week, we want you to come on out, because it'll be here in Chicago. You can find out more information about the Empowering the Village event at Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church. All you have to do is scan that QR code on your screen as you see. Deborah and Ronald, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
Take care.
Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Thank you.